Recording, we can start now. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Saturday, November 21st. Last week was Diwali, so we took the weekend off. This class, we're going to be introduced to consumer arithmetic. Can each of you hear me well? Mr. Aryan, can you hear me well? Or Mr. Deo-chan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Consumer arithmetic, if we think about what it means, it refers to the arithmetic you would use as a consumer. So this would deal with the beginning of things like finance. Do either of you know what consumer means?
No, sir.
Okay. So in context, consumer is kind of a financial or economic kind of term. It refers to someone who buys something. So someone who buys something, that would be like a customer in a restaurant. It would be a buyer in a store, and that general idea. People who spend things on goods and services. So consumer arithmetic, this is the math that you will use in terms of money and when you're going out and doing things. Specifically, what we'll mainly go over today is in regards to buying things. So it's all about buying things. Can I have an example of something that you buy?
Food.
Food, perfect. Food. So food as in like going to a grocery store. Now, I believe that Guyanese currency works in tens, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so could you quickly explain the Guyanese currency? Like, do you have cents? What do you call your currency?
Guyana dollars.
Okay, so let's just say dollars. And it's just dollars. Do you use cents? So do you use like fractions of a dollar?
No, I don't think so, sir.
Okay. So in that case, something you might still want to know is that in countries like the US, there are a certain amount of dollars and there are a certain amount of cents. Now, you spell out cents in like this. Do either of you remember what the word cent means? Do you
No,
remember?
sir.
Okay. Do you remember percent?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, what does percent refer to?
100/1.
Okay, so percent would refer to how much of something you have. So out of 100, you would have a certain amount. Let's say it is 3, you have 3%. If you look, the word percent and cents share the same word cent in it, and cent means 100. So cent, at least in America, refers to percent of dollars. So you have a certain amount of dollars in America, and if you say have 1 cent, 1 cent would be 1% of a dollar. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it sounds like in Guyana, if you do not have cents and you only have dollars, that means $1 would be equivalent to a certain amount of cents in the US, maybe. So you have dollars. What kind of different notes do you use? Like $1, $5, $10?
We use $20, $100, $1,000, and $5,000.
20, 100, 500, 1,000?
Yes,
Can you,
sir.
can you repeat the list?
$20,
Mhm.
$50, $500, $1,000, and $5,000.
And $50.
Okay. 20, 50, 500, 1,000, and 5,000. Okay. Do you have coins?
Yes, sir. We have coins.
Okay, what would the coins be?
$1, $5, and $10.
I see. Okay. So coins would be similar to cents in America, because in America we have paper bills for our dollars and we have coins for our cents. So that would be like saying our coins, our cents would be here and your dollars would be here. Okay. So bills and coins. All right. So you use a certain amount of dollars. That makes everything make sense. Okay. So in America, the way we have it is that we have a penny, which is 1 cent. We have a nickel, which is 5 cents, a dime, which is 10 cents, and a quarter, which is 25 cents. We have a $50, which is 50, but we don't really use that. And after that, we just have regular dollars, which are 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100.
This
We
is,
have,
sir.
huh?
I want to mention something, right?
Mhm.
You know how the $1, $5, and $10, right?
Mm-hmm.
In US, you mention it as 1 cent, 5 cents, and 10 cents, right? In Guyana, we mention as $1, so we count the coins as dollars.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting across. So our systems are similar in a sense. Okay. Let me, or no, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that means that there are no parts of a dollar in Guyana. So everything is a certain amount of dollars. That makes sense. Okay. Do you guys still use the same symbol for dollars? In America, we have this S with two lines through it.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, good. So, knowing that, let's buy a food item. Let's say a bottle of milk. How much would a bottle of milk cost?
If you're talking about like them flavored milk, it costs in Guyana about like $200 to $60.
Okay, so let's say $200 milk. Yikes. Okay, so $200 milk. So when you buy, there could be a couple things. One, there could be on sale. So sometimes if the store wants to promote something or sell a lot of something, they put it on sale. And when they put it on sale, they say things like 20% off or 10% off. Those are the popular ones. The second thing that can happen is tax. Tax would refer to the government takes a certain amount of money from a store. So what the store does is that the store takes out a certain amount of money for the tax they have to pay. So tax would be, I don't know how much is Guyana. It varies depending on countries, but let's say a tax of 5%. The last thing that might happen is if you're at a restaurant or you're using some kind of service, sometimes, depending on country, people would give tips. So tips would be an extra bit of money you would give to a person for doing their job well. So tips are a certain amount. So let's just say N%. So are you guys familiar with sale, tax, and tips?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll let you guys choose. Which one of these would you like to go over first?
The sale.
All right, let's do sale. So with sales, with sale, tax, and tip, we will be using a lot of percent. You guys are familiar with percent already, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as we already went over, a percent is 1/100 equals 0.01, which is equal to 1%. this will be important. So if we have a $200 milk, let's say the store put on a sale for, let's say, 10% off. So 10% sale. So what happens with a sale? Okay. So when an item is on sale, what happens is that the item costs a certain amount. Here's our $200. What a sale does is that when they advertise 10% off, that means they're taking away 10% from 200. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because a sale is 10% and they advertise it, it is 10% off for the milk, which is $200. That means that to find the price that the milk would cost, it would be 200 minus 10%.
Or sorry, you can just find 10% of 200.
You can do that. So what's 10% of 200?
That would be $20.
Okay. And how did you find that?
I calculated in my head.
Okay. So would you tell me what the calculation would be?
It's like 10%. So it's 10 over 100 times 200 over 1.
Very good. So 10 over 100 times 200 over 1. So this would be, you would take 10 from the 10 and the 100, so it will be 1 over 10 times 200. And this would equal 20. So tell me, is this 20 what the end cost going to be? What does this
Yes.
20 represent?
The sale price.
Okay, so what is the what are we going to pay for the milk?
According to the sale, we'll pay $20.
So because the sale is 10% off, the $200 milk will instead cost $20.
Yes, that is what I assume.
Okay. Well, the sale, when you go to the store, they have the sale on the sign and they say it is 10% off. What this means is that from the $200 originally, because it is 10% off, it is off, which is minus 10%. So 200 minus 10%.
Sir, I think I understand.
So this means that what you said, you found 10% of 200, which is 20. Because it is 10% off, it is 200 minus 20.
Yes, sir.
Which is what?
$180.
Very good. $180. What is this final price called?
The sale price.
Very good. So this would be the sales price. So if we were to define the sales price, it would be the cost, or rather price, after sale.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Mr. Aryan.
Is this similar to profit and loss?
It is similar. It doesn't directly have to do with profit and loss by itself, but it goes hand in hand. This is about finance.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, specifically at the store. Profit and loss is something that you will learn about. You will learn more about later on in a more like economic classes.
So you wrote price 2 times.
Yes, because I'm saying that the sales price is the price after sale.
Okay, sir.
So if our sales price was $180, what would the $20 that we took away from the original price be called? So we have the 180, which is the sales price. $200 was the original price. Well, we know what original price means. What will the $20 be called?
Sir, I think a discount.
Very good. The $20 will be called the discount. Now, if we look at the word discount, you have the prefix dis, which is a negative prefix. So this would mean negative or not, and count, which is self-explanatory. We counting in math. So discount means negative count. So the discount in this circumstance was what we took away from 200. So we negatively count from 200. So discount would be amount taken from original price. We'll say OG price. Okay, does this all make sense?
So your marker is writing kind of light.
Okay. So 200, okay, is original price. and then the $20 is the discount. Which is the amount taken from OG price. Okay. Does this all make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So keep this in mind. So let's say we want to buy some bread from the store. Let's say the bread was on sale. So originally the bread costed $300. And let's say that the sales price that you pay is $200. Remind me, what is sales price?
$200.
Yes, it's $200. What is the sales price? Can you read the definition for me?
Price after sale.
Okay. Good. So 200 here. The sales price and the original price was 300. So that means what's left that we have to find?
The discount.
Good. So we want to find the discount by using the original price and the sales price. How could we find the discount? Okay. So what did we do last? What did we do in our last example? What did we have in our last example?
In the last example, you've given us the discount and the original price, and we have to find the sales price.
Very good. And we had the original price and the discount. So how did we find the sales price?
So we could maybe put 200 over 100 multiplied by 3.
Well, let's not, well, let's think about it for a second. I want to stick with the last example for a second. We originally had the original price and the discount. So let's say our original price was P. What did we do with our discount? Remember the last example, it was it was $200 for milk and the discount was 10%. How did we find the sales price?
You find 10% of 200.
We found 10% of 200. So that was to find the discount. And what did we do with the discount once we found out what it was?
We subtract it from the original price.
Very good. So the price subtracted by the discount equals the sales price. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that is
sir.
what we did. So that is what we did in the last example to find the sales price. So we can use this equation to apply to examples like this one, where in this case, we want to find the discount. So we have the sales price, which is here, and we have the original price, which is here. So how do we find the discount? So we are trying to find discount. We have this equation, P price minus discount equals sales price. Let's take it a step further. Let's say a number minus X equals another number. How would you find X?
So you subtract the two numbers.
Okay, so you take so you subtract the two numbers. So you take these and you have negative X equals the second number minus the first number. And now you still have negative X. How would you find X? God, what's my markers? All right, so as you said, we subtract the numbers from both sides. So you would be left with minus X equals the second number minus the first number. You want to find X, but you have negative X. What do you do? To find just X.
I don't know, sir.
Okay, so we have a negative number and we have a negative number. We are trying to find the positive number of this. So what do we want to do? We want to get rid of what?
The X.
We want to find X, right? We want to find X by itself. So we will have X equals, just X equals. So we want to have just X equals. What do we have here?
Sir, we can't see there. The camera's too high.
You can't see this?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
This. We want to find X equals. What do we have here?
Negative X.
Yes, we have negative X equals. So we want to find X equals and we have negative X equals. What is the difference of this and this?
One is positive and one is negative.
Yes, so we want to find the positive one because we want just X equals. How do we get this from this? Mr. Deo-chan, would you happen to know?
No, sir.
Would either of you know, if you have a negative number and you want it to be positive, how do you get it to be positive from a negative number? Do either of you remember what you can do to a negative to make it positive? Do either of you remember if you can divide it by another negative number? I need you to work with me here. Can you divide a negative number by a -1?
I think so, sir.
Okay, and what would happen?
Sir, maybe you could count backwards to find the number.
Okay, and how would you do that?
Sir, like in the number line where we have the negative and the positive, maybe we could try, like say in the positive part, we count backwards to find a number.
Okay, so let's have a number line. So you have a positive number you want to get to and a negative number that you have. So how would you use this to get your positive number?
Sir, we could like add two same negative numbers that could give a positive one.
Okay, so if you're trying to do that, then the different distance from a -x to 0 is x, and the difference between 0 to x is also x. So that means you are adding 2x to the sides of the equation. So if you were to do that, you would get positive x equals what you had here, which is n2 minus n1 plus 2x, because you have to do to both sides what you do to one side. So now that you got this, you have to find x equals. So we're still stuck because because it is not just x equals anymore, because we have x on this side. So this didn't work. Again, if we go back to how we have it here, we have negative x equals, and we want to get positive x equals. Do any of you remember what happens if you multiply a negative number times a negative number?
You get a positive number.
Yes. So if we multiply negative x by -1, do we get positive x?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that would get x equals. Now, do you remember, if you do something to one side, do you have to do it on the other?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on this side, we multiplied x by -1. So what do we have to do on this side?
Multiply x by -1.
We already did that. What do we have to do on this side?
Sir, please repeat back. I'm kind of lost.
Before we said we wanted to get x equals. we had negative x equals. We said that what we can do if we want to get x equals from negative x equals, we multiply negative x equals by negative 1. So we had x equals. We said that if you do something to one side, you have to do it to the other. That's why you had over here, we had n minus x. We wanted to get the x by itself, so we took minus n from here, and because we did it on this side, we had to do minus n on this side. That's when you do both sides. Here, we had negative x, and we got it to positive x by multiplying this side by negative 1. If we have to do the same thing to this side, and we multiplied negative 1 to this side, what do we have to do to this side?
Multiply by positive 1.
No, because that would be doing the opposite to this side. We have to do the same to each side.
Multiplied by negative 1.
Yes. So on this side, we multiply it by negative 1. So we get, in the end, x equals the first number minus the second number. Do you have any questions on how we got this?
No, sir.
Okay. So in this equation, we said back to price, we said the original price minus the discount equals the sales price. We said that the discount was X. We said that the price was the first number, and we said the sales price is the second number. So when we substituted the equation and we found the X, which is the discount, we said it was the first number minus the second number. What is the first number?
The price.
Yes. What is the second number?
The sales price.
Yes. And we said X was the discount. So this means discount equals the price minus the sales price. Do you have any questions on how we got this from this?
No, sir.
Okay. So we want to find the discount, and we have the price and the sales price. Can you find the discount from what you have?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the discount?
Yes, sir. We can find the discount.
But did you find it yet?
No, sir.
Okay. Did either of you find it yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it?
As X equals discount and X equals the price minus the sales price, the price is like the original price is $300 and the sale price is $200. So you say subtract. So you subtract $200 from $300 and you will get X, which is discount.
Which is?
$100.
That's what I was looking for. So $100 is the discount. That is how much from the original price you took to get the sales price. Okay?
Sir, I thought at first we have to do like division and multiplication, but it was simple at the end. You just got to do a little subtraction.
Yes. Mr. Arian, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we found what the discount amount would be. So we found that it would be $100 taken from 300 to get $200. So if this is the amount that the discount is, what is the discount percent? So the sign at the store would be saying something percent off. How much percent off would it be?
Sir, you would put the original price over 1 times the discount over 100%.
You have the right idea, but it's not exactly that. Mr. Deo-chan, do you remember back in the first example how you found what the discount amount was?
Yes, sir.
How did you find it?
In the last example, you give us the discount percent.
Yes.
And you use the discount percent, find it of the original price, and you get a sales price.
Okay. Yes. So you had the price and you multiplied the price by the discount percent and you found the discount amount. So how do you find the discount percent?
So I just want to ask, the dot in between price and discount percent, what does that stand for?
It means multiply. So you took the price and you multiplied it by the discount percent to find the discount amount. How would you find the discount percent? Good afternoon, Mr. Nathan.
Sir, I think price times.
Good afternoon, sir. Sorry to.
You're fine, Mr. Nathan. What were you saying, Mr. Deo-chan?
Sir, I think price multiply discount.
Well, what are we trying to find?
The discount percent.
So that's here. So it is price multiplied by discount percent. So how do we get rid of something multiplied? When something is multiplied to what we're trying to find, how do we get rid of the thing that's multiplied to it? Mr. Nathan, do you remember how we get rid of something if it's multiplied? Mr. Nathan, are you there?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Nathan, do you remember what the opposite of multiplication is?
No,
Do any of you remember what the opposite of multiplication is?
Division.
Division.
Very good. So when we want to get rid of something from one side, we have to do the opposite to it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if this is being multiplied to this, how do we get rid of it? We said we have to do the opposite to it, right?
Yes, sir. So we could divide it with the price.
Very good. We divide it by price on this side. What did we say before that we have to do to one side?
We have to do it to the other side.
Very good. So what do we do to the other side?
We divide
By
100.
what did we divide by this side?
I don't know, sir.
What did we say? What did you say that we have to do to this side to get rid of the price?
Sir, we have to divide the discount with the price.
Very good. That's what we did this side. So that means to this side we divide by,
The discount.
we have to divide by the discounts. Is that what we did to this side?
No, sir. The price.
Very good. So we divide both sides by price. So the discount percent is equal to the discount divided by the price. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Nathan, we're trying to find the discount percent, which is equal to the discount, which is 100, and the price, the discount divided by the price, and the price is 300. So, Mr. Nathan, can you find out the discount percent?
I don't.
Mr. Nathan, all you have to do is divide the discount, which is this, by the price, which is this. So the discount is 100 and the price is 300. Mr. Nathan, could you do this for us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it?
3%. Oh no, wait.
Is it 3%?
Excuse me, sir. I think it's 100%.
You said 100%?
Yes, sir.
Could any of you describe percent to me again? What is 1% equal to?
1/100.
1% is equal to 1/100, yes. So if 1% is equal to 1/100, what is the percent of 100 over 300? So how can we get 100, 1 over 100 to be 100 over 300? Could we multiply it by something?
You multiply it by 1 over 3.
Okay, let's try. 1 over 100 times 1 over 3 is equal to what?
Sir, I mean 100 over 3.
Very good. So 100, 1 over 100 times 100 over 3 is equal to 100 over 300. So what you do is that you have 1%. %1 equals 1 over 100. We multiply it by 100 over 3 to get 100 over 300. So that means we have to do the same to this side. So 100 over 3 times 1%. So what is 100 over 3 times 1?
Sir, can you repeat that?
So we multiplied 100 over 3 to get 100 over 300, which is what we're looking for. That is how we did it on this side. We have to do the same to the other side now because we said 1% equals 1 over 100. So what we want to do is to find how much percent is this. We took 1% equals 1 over 100 and we multiplied it by 100 over 3 to get 100 over 300, this. Because we did this on this side, we do it on the other side. So we have 100 over 3 times 1. What is 100 over 3 times 1? What is anything times 1?
The same thing.
Exactly. So what is 100 over 3 times 1?
100 over 3.
Very good. So that means that our percent is 100 over 3. So 100. So the answer for what the discount percent is 100 over 3. So we can't leave our percent as a fraction. So what is 100 over 3? Could anybody do this math for me?
Yes, sir, just now.
Sir, it would be 0.333, keep going on. So it would never be like an equal number.
Very good. So 100 over 3 wouldn't be 0.33 because you multiply because it is 100. So it would be 33.3 forever.
Yes, sir.
That is your percent. So the percent, the discount percent is 33.3%, which is also equal to 1/3. So if you go to the store and the original price for, let's say, bread was 300 and you end up paying 200, the amount, the discount amount is $100 because you took away 100 from 300 to get 200. The discount amount, if you would see it on the sign, it would say it would be 1/3 off or 33.3% off. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Since it is 2 o'clock, we will take a 5-minute break, all right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will see you at 2:06. Okay. So far, we've come up with a couple equations. We say that the original price minus the discount equals the sales price. And we said that the discount percent equals the discount over the price. Those are the main ones that we got so far. Let's go over another example. What's anything that you buy or sell, or you go out to do? Something you spend money on.
Groceries.
Yeah, but we already went over food.
Stationery.
Toys.
Okay, we'll go over toys. Have any of you bought a toy over the last week?
No, sir.
Okay, let's say a car. Let's say a car that was on sale. So the car was on sale for 20%. So 20% off a car, a toy car. And you ended up paying so you ended up paying $180. So we have our discount, yeah? It was the toy car was on discount for 20%, and you ended up paying $180. All right. So with these two things, what are we missing here?
The original price for the car.
Yes. So we want to find the original price. All right, how are we going to do that? Which of these equations will we use?
The first one.
Yeah, let's start with the first one. So we don't know what the original price was. What do we put here for D?
The sales price.
Is D the sales price? Or
Oh,
is
never
it
mind. 2%.
20%?
20%.
20% and the sales price, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So we have the discount percent, which we put here instead of the actual discount. What we want, however, is to find out what the number will be, because that's what we need to find the original price, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what we do know is this formula, the discount percent. Tell me, what is this D here?
That is the discount. It has discount and you get discount percentage.
Yeah. So this is so the discount percent, as we know it, requires the discount amount and the price, the original price. So our equation would end up looking like a price minus discount over price equals 180. All we know about this is that the discount percent equals 20%. We don't know either the discount or the price, so we're stuck here based on what we already know. There is another way of doing this problem, and that is by understanding percent. So when we take away 20% from the price, what do we know? What do we know about taking away 20%? What percent is the original price at already?
Sir, please repeat that for me.
Yeah, that's fine. So when we look at our problem here, we are saying that we are taking away 20% from the original price. Aside from knowing what the actual price number is, do we know what the original price starts at in terms of percent? If we're taking away 20% from the original price, how much percent does the original price already have?
So maybe 100%.
Yes. So as it is right now, the original price always starts at 100%. And when we take away from a discount, we are taking away 20% from 100%, because 100% is a whole, and that's what the original price means. So when we take away 20% from 100%, how much are we left with?
%80.
Correct. So the original price starts at 100%. That's what it means to be the original price. The discount percent is taking off 20%. And we get 80% in the end.
Sir, I think I know what to do now.
Okay, can you tell us?
As we got 80%, I think we have to find 80% of 180, and the answer we have to add it to 180.
You're close. This equation we have here is what is this equation based off of? It's based off of this equation, yes?
Yes.
Because there's the original price minus 20%. Here we have the original price, which is 100%, and we have minus 20%, which we carried over. So what is the 80% equal to? If 100% is the same as the price, and we have the minus 20%, this is the same here, what should the 80% be the same as?
The sale price percent?
Exactly. So the sales price is equal to the 80%. So when we say 80%, what is it 80% of? Where did we?
Of 100?
Correct. So the 80% is of the 100. And what is the 100? What were we saying this 100% is?
The discount?
No, the discount was the 20%.
The 100%.
So the original
price.
price.
Very good. I think both of you were saying that. So yes, the 100% was the original price. So that means the 80% here means 80% of the original price, because you take the original price, which is 100%, you take away minus 20%, and you get 80% of the original price. So 80% of the price equals 180. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so if we think about it, 80% of the original price equals 180. Can anybody tell me, what does percent mean?
Over 100.
Very good. Percent means over 100. Here we have 80%. So 80% would be what?
Over 100.
Yes, so 80 over 100. So now our equation is 80 over 100 times P equals 180. So 80%, or other words, 80 over 100 times the original price equals the sales price. Could you find the price from here for me?
I think the price is 100 over 100.
So that would be 1.
Yes.
So the original price, the sales price was $180, and you think that the original price is 1?
No.
So here's our equation. 80 over 100 times P equals 180. You want to find the P. So we have to get the P by itself. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do you get the P by itself?
Sir, we do the same thing like what we did with the X.
Mhm. So does the
Sir, we do the opposite.
Very good. So we have to do the opposite of whatever's attached to the P to get the P by itself. So does the P have something added on, subtracted to, multiplied, or divided by on? Our equation is 80 over 100 times P equals 180. So is the P have something multiplied on, added on to, divided?
Multiplied on.
Very good. So since it has something multiplied to it, we have to do the opposite to it. What is the opposite of multiplication?
Which is division.
Very good. So what are we going to do to this equation? We said we are going to divide P by something. What are we dividing P by?
80 over 100.
Very good. 80 over 100. And over here, we have to do the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now our equation is P equals, so we got P by itself, 180 divided by 80 over 100. Could any of you try and simplify this, please?
Sir, it would be 8 over 10.
So we know that this would be 8 over 10. That is correct. Can we simplify this more?
Sir, by dividing it by 2.
Yes, we could divide 2 from 8 and 10. That would be 4 and 5. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So this is our equation now. Do any of you remember keep, change, flip?
Sir, you broke up there for a moment. Can you please repeat that?
Do any of you remember from any of the previous classes what to do when you divide by a fraction?
You upturn it.
Yes, how would you do that?
Like 4 over 5, you put it like 5 over 4.
So that's part of it. So you have 5 over 4. What are we doing with it? Yikes. So what are you doing with the 5 over 4? Mr. Deo-chan?
Sir, I just want to ask, is the answer 225?
Yes.
Yes, I found it.
So what do you do with what you have here?
As you finish turning over the fraction, you start 180 over 1 times 5 over 4.
Correct. This is keep, change, flip. And this would be 225.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Ari and Mr. Nathan, do you have any questions?
No, sir. I was about to say the same thing, but I wasn't sure.
Very good.
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Nathan, you'll have to watch the video later if you want to see what you missed. So that is, this is sales, sale discount. So we can move on from here. Tax works the exact same way as sales. The only difference with tax is that tax adds to the cost, to the price.
Instead of subtracting to the original price.
Yes. So as we have here, you have the price minus the discount equals the sales price. This time you have price plus tax equals the, I forget the term. I'll say the final price. And tax has a percent as well, which is tax over price. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so everything that we applied to the sales is the exact same thing with the tax. The only difference is the tax adds on to the discount, adds on to the price instead of subtracting it like the discount. Any questions? Okay.
Sir, the final price is like the sales price in the
Yes.
other example. Okay.
So do any of you happen to know what the tax rate is in Guyana?
No, sir.
Okay, let's say that it is, let's say that the tax percent is 5%. Here's what you do. When you buy something, let's go back to saying $200 milk. $200 is 100%, like we did in our problem. The final price will be 100% plus, in this case, 5%. So this would be what percent?
105%.
Yes. Now, before we said that 1% is equal to 1 over 100, but it is also equal to 0.01. So what is 105% in decimal?
Sir, 1 and 5 over 100.
Very good. So it would be 1.05 in decimal. Now,
Sir,
hmm?
it has another way of solving it too without adding the percentages.
How'd you do it?
As 5% tax and the milk is $200, find 5% of 200 and the answer added to the $200.
That is this equation. That is what this equation is, because you are adding either the tax amount or the tax percent, and that is what you're doing in this equation. What I'm showing you here is that when you have the tax percent, what you know is that if the tax rate is 5%, that means the final price will be 105% of the original price. So since you know 105% is equal to 1.05, what you can do is instead of adding the tax in this way, you take the price and you multiply it by 1.05. And that will equal the final price. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What we are doing here is how we said 100% plus 5% is the same as the price over the price times 0.05 over the price. And what this will get is the price times plus 0.05 plus 5% of the price. So 100% of the price over the price plus 0.05 of the price over the price. So you will get 1.05 of the price over the price, and it cancels out. So that is what you are doing essentially. So you are taking the price and you're multiplying it by 100 plus the tax percent to get the final price. And similarly, you could do this with the discount. So before, when we had our example as the discount of 20%, what we could have done is that we could have said the price times 20%, 100 minus 20%, which is 80%, equals our sales price. Or in other words, since 80% is 0.8, which is the same as 80 over 100, we could say P times 1.8 equals our sales price. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say that we were getting some item that costed $300, and our tax rate is 6%. If this was the original price, how can we quickly find the final price? Are any of you still there?
So we use the second equation.
Okay, so we want to use the price plus the tax equals the final price. Now, do you want to use the percent or do you want to find the price number for the tax?
Sir, we could use the percent.
Okay, if we want to use the percent, then we have to find what to multiply by the price. So price times the tax percent equals the final price. So that would be either P plus T no, that'll just be okay. So if we want to use the percent, we want to find out what we're multiplying by. So Mr. Aryan, what is the tax percent?
Sir, can you please repeat that?
So Mr. Aryan, we have to find out what we multiply to the P to find the final price. What is the tax percent?
6%.
Okay, so we are, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so the tax percent is 6%. So if we're adding 6% to the price, then that means what is the percent that we're going to multiply to the P? So we start with 100%. And we want to add 6%, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we add 6%, what will we get? A 100% plus 6%.
106%.
Correct. So 106%. What is 106% in decimal?
$1.06.
Very good. 1.06. So what we want to do is that we take our price, which is 300, and we multiply it by 1.06. 1.06. Could you find the answer for that, please?
Sir, 318.0.
That would be equal to $318. Correct. So this would be our final price. And the way that we could put this into an equation is that instead of finding how much the tax percent would be, what we can do is that we take the price and we multiply it by 100% plus the tax percent, and that will equal the final price. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So if we put this in context, our original price was 300, and what we did is that we saw the tax percent was 6%. So in this equation, we have 100% plus our tax percent, which was 6%. So we got 106%, and 106%, which is 1.06. So we multiply that by the original price, and we got our answer. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So you can use this equation, and for the discount, you can say price times the discount percent equals the sales price. Or no. It'd be 100% minus the discount percent. Okay. We'll do one more example for tax. Let's say we have $650. We buy something worth $650 and we are taxed for 8%. Find the final price. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So you have the original price and the tax percent. So using this, you can find the final price.
Excuse me, sir. Equation at the top there. P bracket 100% plus percent. The P and the bracket. That means that there's a multiplication sign there.
Yes, if something is adjacent to the percent, the parenthesis, that means multiply.
Okay.
Is anyone close?
Just now, sir.
Okay. Whenever whenever any of you are finished, make sure to say so.
Sir, I'm finished.
Okay. Would you like to walk us through how you did it?
As the equation there, P, which is price, multiply 100% plus percent equal final price. Of course, you have to do the brackets, 100% plus percent, which is 100% plus 8%, which is 108%.
So 108%.
Then you change it to a decimal, which is 1.08. Then
Very
you
good.
multiply it by the price, which is 650 times 1.08 equals to $702.
Very good. So that is how you find it with the tax. Does everybody understand?
Sir, do you mind walking that through in a slower way?
Sure. So as the equation says, we have to know our price and we have to know our tax percent to find the final price. And we know that our tax percent is 8%. We know that tax adds on a certain amount of percent to the price. So the price starts at 100%. That's why we have it here. And since we're adding on 8%, that means that the final price will be 108% of the original price because it's 100 plus 8%. So you add it inside like that, and you have 100%, 108% of the original price, which will be the final price. 108%, if we want to multiply it to the price, we need to put it in decimal form because that's because it's a number. The decimal form of 108% is 1.08. This is because we said over here, we said that 1% is the same as 1 over 100 and is also the same as 0.01. 108% is 1.08 based off of percent. So 108% of the original price will be 1.08 times the price, which is 650. So we have 650 times 1.08 equals 702. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Mr. Nathan, are you understanding all this?
Sorta, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if there aren't any further questions, this would be a good place to stop. The last thing that we would want to review would be tip. Have any of you, are all of you familiar with a tip?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So tip is the exact same way that a tax works. It increases the total price, but it's optional. And what it is that you find out what the total price, the final price would be. And what you do is that you tip a certain percent of it to the to whoever you're tipping it to. So the way you would do the tip is that instead of finding the final price with the tax, you would find the regular amount and it would be the same. So the tip would be the same as the tax, except you would have to find the actual tip amount in order to give it to the person. So let's say you had the tip, you have to give, let's say, a 10% tip. A 10% tip would be simply the tip percent times the final price. So if you had a final price of $300 and you wanted to tip 10%, what would the tip be?
SARS, $300 is the final price, right?
Yes.
So 10% of $300.
Yes. Which would be
$30.
good. So the tip percent is 10% in this situation. And we said that if we had a final price of $300 and we wanted to tip 10%, then we would tip $30. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is all three. Now, we can take a break for today, and I will upload this later. Next week is a Thanksgiving holiday over here in America, so we will not have live class, but I will upload another class onto YouTube for next week. Okay?
So that means we'll still have Zoom class next week.
We will not have Zoom, but I will record a class and I will upload that onto YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sir.
Any last questions before we end?
No, sir.
Okay. Have a good weekend, all of you.